The elders and apostles of Great Millstone, all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, 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 HaKadosh. Shalom to the one that Hebrew Israelites, Zechariah 13:8, which are Israel, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as bloodline, must look us together according to the book of Jeremiah 50:33. But to whom so lay belong the adoption, the glory, the covenants, the giving of the law, the promises. The servants of God, according to the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 4, Ecclesiastes 10:7, I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth, KJV 16:11. Yeah, I want to talk about being a good brother, okay, being a good helper in the end. Okay, not just calling yourself a brother or just calling yourself a good person, but also doing it in action, okay, not in just words. Okay, because anybody can say one thing and do the other. Okay. As Hebrews 13:16, but to do good and to communicate, forget not, for with such sacrifices God is well pleased. Philippians 2:4, look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. Okay, which this of course means the church, not heathens. Okay, I don't know about you, but the only time I come in touch with them is either working with them, either I don't know, sports, okay, or when it comes to women, okay. Sometimes I don't know, maybe a woman has a brother or something. A lot of stuff, basically. I mean, a lot of stuff generally that bring you in touch with women, okay. That even goes to the point where you have women ruling over you, okay. Yeah, of course. Which everything has its benefits and its, I mean, its good side and its bad side. I mean, you know, the good light and the bad light, just like Yahweh Hashem Eloshai himself. Okay, left hand side and the right hand side, which the right hand side stands for righteousness. The left hand side is for wickedness, which the Bible tells you, shall there an evil be in the city and the Lord has not done it, right? So this is what the Bible tells you already. Yeah. So really that might be a good orientation for you, okay, because the scripture says don't give pearls to swine, right? Not paraphrasing. So that means, you know, you have to do more with heathens than with yeah, right? You know, a brother is of course more important than any kind of heathen out there, man. Okay. Brother, especially those who study the truth, not just any truth, but the truth from the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Okay. So of course, if you see somebody in the truth going wrong, what you do is you correct the person, you correct the brother, okay, with scriptures. Doesn't matter what it is, okay. Of course, if I don't know, if that brother wants to kill someone, you know, now while we speak, right, in a somewhat working society, okay, at least it works so we can survive. So that means it has to work to a certain extent, right? It means it has to be respected to a certain extent. Okay, but like I said, the scripture tells you don't even let somebody come into your house if he doesn't come with this doctrine. Which doctrine? the doctrine of the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. What do you think is meant with doctrine, right? So that's why I said to a certain extent, okay? You can't just talk with heathens, okay, like you talk to a brother, okay, who knows the scriptures in a yeah. Okay. And guess what? If he doesn't know a scripture, then you know it. Okay. John 15:12. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Yeah. Scripture tells you be of good courage. Okay. Trusting in Yahweh Hashem Eloshai, even if the world is against you. Tell you something. This can even test your relationship to brothers. Okay, but that's also why the scripture says, as long as it is on you, okay, be kind to all men, especially, like I said, those in the truth, not just anyone. Okay, you can't act like heathens are the same thing. They were not created to be the same thing. Romans 15:1. We then, that are strong, ought to bear the infirmities of the weak, and not to please ourselves. Proverbs 3:27. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due. Yeah, there was something one brother told me about somebody who goes to camp, but he has night shifts, right? So he looks sleepy while at camp, right? Or he even is not sharp, basically, you know. And guess what? First thing what you do, you bring some scriptures and even some worldly arguments to back up the scriptures, because he might not. He maybe wouldn't use the same scriptures on that same topic, but you know what I mean, okay? You just argue a little bit with him and tell him that maybe this company is not good for you, okay? Not saying that he should cancel his company. You don't know the background of this brother. Maybe this is the the only job he can get at the moment, okay? But giving him good advice, and now he has a lot of time to attack that problem, to basically work on that, which means he has maybe a whole year just to look for a new job. Is this not a nice, a beautiful, a good thing, a good advice to a brother? Yes, it is. Okay, but then you have some who wear the truth coming like that. Oh, you know, I don't know, quit that job next week, okay, without bringing any backup. What is the alternative to earning money, paying your bills, having a flat? Exactly, there is no alternative. But good advice means also time, okay, spending time on brothers, okay. You have certain brothers being new in the truth, okay. You don't go after he came in not knowing anything about the Bible, knowing that there is a New Testament and he heard somewhere Yahweh, but he doesn't know the scriptures, right? So one week later, you say to him, if you're not circumcised next week, then I will block you, okay, on every social media. Like, what is that? That is not how the so-called New Testament even goes into these topics. Why should somebody? It's not good advice. It's just niggerish, okay? Yeah, but you know, it's not like those who know it, they don't know it, okay? Those people who test Yahweh Shem Shai, okay, they know that they test him, okay, but it's not good to test Yahweh Shem Shai. I know that also myself, of course, okay. And everybody has to make experiences. Okay. So maybe that brother, might be that he needs another job, okay, but given time to find that job, that's what I mean, okay. Come with the scriptures first and foremost, come with, if you will, of course, worldly arguments, but not backing the worldly arguments up with the scriptures, but backing the scriptures up with worldly arguments, and then that's it. Okay, then that's it. So this is what I mentioned even in my last video. Oftentimes it just needs a good counselor. Okay, it doesn't need wars, doesn't need a knife, okay, to kill your enemies, or a sword. That's what I watch at the moment, Game of Thrones. Okay, swords. Oftentimes, back then, if they couldn't argue, okay, back then if they had no counselor, guess what they did? They had the sword white at their body. Okay, so what do you think they did? Exactly, but we don't live in that time. Okay, we live in 2025. And guess what? The kingdom is not a kingdom of war, but of peace. Okay, so remember that if you bring good advice, your advice should always the intent of your advice should always be to help someone if it's a brother. Okay, as long as you do that, then that's good. Shalom.